What's up, ladies and gentlemen? That one Andrew here, and welcome back to Around the Gaming Block podcast. Now, if you are a previous listener to this, you might notice a couple of different things going into this podcast. One, we are now on podcast services around the globe. We are on iTunes, we are on SoundCloud, and YouTube videos will still be uploaded when making these videos, when making Around the Gaming Block podcast. Item number 2. This one, specifically Around the Gaming Block podcast number 10, will not be in video form. That is due to some technical difficulties and timing. So, yeah, I will still upload this to YouTube. Of course, if you're listening to this YouTube, you notice that right now. But yeah, this is going to be like more OG episode 1, 2, or 3 podcasts, if any of you remember those from like over a year ago. That's what it's going to be like. I might have some still frames. I might throw in some pictures and stuff in there. But for the most part, no video. You won't see my beautiful face, so I'm sorry about that. But you can always go back to previous episodes like 9, 8, 7 and watch a video from there. Item number 3. There will be no guest on this podcast, but do expect guests to arrive on future installments. I have quite a few people lined up, some that are gaming fanatics, some that are gaming fans. No one that's like, we're not getting any Shuhei Yoshidas, we're not getting any, what's his name, Phil Spencer. We're not getting anyone like that, of course. Maybe one day, through the power of you guys, if we get popular enough, we can get some of them on, but I don't see that happening in the foreseeable future, but you never know. Always keep your hopes high, as I say. Item number 4, no pop filter, so I'm sorry if some of the are a little too poppy, but that's in storage right now. As some of you know, I moved, 7 months ago, and still unpacking, because that's just the way the world works. Whatever. I'll try to keep my P's and V's very quiet this time. Item number 5, there will be a new schedule for this, and I know I've said that many times in the past, but this time I'm actually committing to it because I have to. I have a class that I'm attending at my school that has to do with this, so I have to upload these weekly or bi-weekly. I'm not sure which one. I'll shoot for weekly, of course, but with my hectic schedule, we'll be lucky if we get it bi-weekly. Anyways, so yeah, expect these on a normal basis now, even though I've said that before. I am meaning it this time. Alright, item number 6, I believe we are on. There will be a specific way I do the podcast now. It will center around each week or each other week. We will talk about Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. Not in that order. We're going to go PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. No, I said it that way. Then I will have specific segments laid out for each of those. And I'm thinking that I might, not this one, but I might later upload each segment individually on YouTube. So if you just care about the Sony stuff, you can just listen to the PlayStation segment, or you care about Nintendo or Xbox, the Xbox. That might happen, that might not. I'm not sure yet. I need to figure out stuff, and I need to make sure the topics are long enough. And speaking about that, this last item, this episode will be on the shorter side. Do not expect a 2-hour podcast like our last one, or stuff like that. Don't expect a 13-minute one. Hopefully this goes a little over 13 minutes. But yeah, no 1-2-hour podcast here, even though you can obviously see by the length how long it's going to be. I don't know how long it's going to be, but yeah, don't expect 2 hours this time. But in the future, you never know, maybe some big breaking news comes out. Also, we got these cool transitions I'm about to show you that are going to lead us into the topics, and I'll show that right now. So guys, first off, we are going to talk about Sony and the PlayStation. So item number 1 is that Horizon Zero Dawn has been reviewed, and reviews have been let out, and holy gosh guys, this is the game. So far it has an 88 on Metacritic. It has scored a 95 on the Jimquisition, which is amazing. It has scored a 9 out of 10 on GameSpot. It scored a 9.5 out of 10 on Polygon. It scored a 9.3 out of 10 on IGN. So, fair to say that unless you're called US Gamer, which gave it a 5 out of 10, you are going to like this game. And I have been keeping my eye on this game, but I haven't been too excited about it, and the main reason for that is a little thing called The Legend of Zelda, which has taken up all of my attention as of late. Ever since that reveal trailer back in January, I have not thought about anything else aside from The Legend of Zelda. But I am highly expecting, well, obviously now I don't think I'm expecting more. I think I know that Horizon Zero Dawn is going to be an amazing game, and it's already ranked number 1 for best PS4 game in 2017, which 2017 started less than 2 months ago, so I'm not sure how prestigious that award is, but nonetheless, it's there. Yeah, so if you're looking forward to Horizon Zero Dawn, it comes out on Tuesday the 28th, which coincidentally is 3 days before The Legend of Zelda, which is just great for me. And as in great, I mean it is not great at all. But that is what they decided with. That is what we are getting. And if you enjoy open world games, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this one. Also, the lady, Alloy, I think is her name. I'm not one of those people that's for equality in games for the sake of equality, but having a female protagonist in a big game like this is refreshing and nice. Tomb Raider, the new one, is one of my favorite open world games. So, and I think that Lara Croft is just an amazing character, and I like having that female perspective on a lot of things. We don't get that a lot in entertainment alone, but especially in games, we don't get a lot of female perspective. So I think it's really amazing and really cool that Guerrilla, who made Killzone before, so a totally different thing. They went from first-person shooter to third-person open world game, and it seems like they really hit the nail on the head with this and made a really great game. So yeah, it's awesome that Alloy is the main character, and it seems like her character development in this game is amazing, and the writing is really good, combat is really solid, story is there. So yeah, looks like a great thing. In other PlayStation news, we have this article on PlayStationBlog.com. As many of you know, I do have lots of tabs open, and this is how I get my news stories, is by PlayStation Blog, Xbox, Nintendo, all that stuff. Just random articles that I look forward to that are cited and good. But for you NIS America fans, which I know I am one, especially because they are such an advocate for the PlayStation Vita, all hail the Vita, on the PlayStation blog, written by Chris King, we have 7 games coming to the PlayStation in 2017 by NIS, and this has me excited, I tell you what, because as I look through all these, I see the word Vita. I see the word PlayStation Vita, and NIS has been there since the beginning, and they continue their support of the Vita. So going down the list, we have YS8, Lacrimosa of Dana, so take that with a grain of salt, and is coming to the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Vita. As everyone should know, that Yes Origins back in, I think, 2014 or 2013 came to the PlayStation Vita, so it only seems fitting that they'll put the next iteration of Yes onto the PlayStation Vita, and that is coming out in fall of 2017, so excited for that. Next we have Toho Kabuto V Burst Battle, and I played the last Toho game that came out on PS4, and it was alright. This game seems like a B tier, if that makes sense. It's not a AAA. It's like one of those games that it's not bad, but it's not great. It's not going to blow your socks off. At least that's what I got from it. It is coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita digitally in the summer of 2017. Next, we have Tokyo Tattoo Girls, which I've never heard of. It's coming to the PlayStation Vita exclusively in 2017. It says in this strategy title, which sounds good. I like strategy games. Tokyo has been devastated, and some of its city survivors find themselves with mysterious yet powerful abilities bestowed upon them by colorful tattoos. Interesting. Now, what sounds cool here is it says the city has been divided into 23 wards, each controlled by a powerful group known as Kumi. And together they form the Union. As the player, you choose a companion character who will help you defeat all of Tokyo's 23 wards. So it sounds like the game is going to be, you have to go through each of these wards and take them back over and free Tokyo or whatever. And I like that because I like games that give you a sense of progression, sense of you're doing stuff. So as you keep unlocking wards and freeing them, maybe they'll give you more powers or something like that, and you can see that progression through freeing the city. So that sounds fun. I'll keep my eye out for that. Next, we have Danganronpa V3, and if you don't know what Danganronpa is, what is wrong with you? If you have PlayStation 4, Danganronpa Reloaded comes out mid-March, which is Danganronpa 1 and 2, and if you have a PlayStation Vita, Danganronpa 1 and 2 are already out, so go out and get those. And also, if you have Steam, Danganronpa 1 and I believe 2 are out on Steam, and also Ultra Despair Girls, which is the spin-off of Danganronpa. It's a third-person shooter, is out on PS4, PS Vita, and PC, I believe. So go check those out. Amazing game. Murder mystery about students that are locked up, and the premise is if you want freed, you have to kill a classmate and not get found out, which sounds terrible, and it kind of is, but it's a very interesting and deep game, and it's all about characters and different types of people and exploring those characters. And then they have these things called class trials where you find evidence and you basically have like a courtroom case trial, sort of Ace what's it called, Ace Attorney style type of thing, Phoenix Wright. So I think I've never played Phoenix Wright game, which is blasphemy of me, but yeah, it's really cool. Should check that out. Comes out September 26, 2017, so we still have quite a ways to wait, but very excited for that. Comes out for PS4 and PS Vita. Next on the list, they have Operation Babel New Tokyo Legacy, which I believe is a first-person dungeon crawler, which I'm not too excited about, but I'll probably still check it out because it's PS Vita only, and I buy just about every PS Vita game, so yeah, I'll get that. And last but not least, we have Clayton Returns. This is Sengoku, which I don't even know what to make of that. But in this game, we have it's a game. It's definitely a game. It looks like a 2D pixel art type thing. I don't know what it's about. It doesn't say what it's about. It's a sequel, I guess. I have no idea. But it comes out to PS4 and PS Vita digitally June 6, 2017. So keep your eyes out for all those NES titles. And of course, if you've listened to this podcast before, I'm not going to go through every article and everything. I just picked the ones that seem interesting to me and the games that speak out to me. And I know NIS is a huge advocate for the PlayStation Vita. So I always will talk about them. Anyways, next on the list is, I don't know if we have anything else for PlayStation, because right as of now, we have Horizon releasing next week, and I think a couple of games dropped this week. I can't really remember. I believe there's one or two that are releasing. I think Yes Origins maybe in Japan is coming out, but I'm not sure it's coming out here. And that might be it. So I think that's going to end the PlayStation block. So Horizon, pick it up. Comes out the 28th of February. So pick that game up. It's getting stellar reviews. And then keep your eye out for all these NIS games. And so with that, next we are going to move to the Xbox block. So cue the transition. Alright guys, so here we are on the Xbox block, and who here likes Xbox? I do, and I know at least 20 to 30 something million people do, because so many Xbox Ones are out there. Big release this week. On February 21st, we have Halo Wars 2 releasing, the next iteration in the Halo series. and it's not a mainline, but it's sort of mainline reading these reviews. As of now, it has an 81 on Metacritic, which is very, very respectable. It is very good. If you're not familiar with Halo Wars, it is Halo, but in the type of Total War-esque strategy RPG. You command your units and send them around. You're in the top-down view, and you take control of units, and you tell them where to go, building up bases, stuff like that. Go look up Halo Wars. It came out on Xbox 360, and I believe it's backwards compatible on Xbox One. I do not know if it is on Steam, though. You'll have to look that up, or I could look it up. Now, the thing that I'm worried about is I believe that Halo Wars 2 was one of those games that if you got it early, or if like you bought the special edition, you got it like 3 or 4 days early, and as of now, the Metacritic score is 81, but the user score is 6, and this is based off 10 or 100-point scale. So it is a 6.0 out of 10, which worries me because there are 30 user reviews, which doesn't sound like a lot, but these are not like Amazon reviews. These are people that are independent reviewers and stuff like that. So take it with what you will. What I've heard is that Halo Wars 2 is a great Halo story, and I believe it happens right after Halo 5, something like that. The timeline, there is story elements in there, but when it comes down to a strategy RPG, it is very novice. It is very watered down. Not a lot of strategies actually involved with it, which kind of upsets me. And the single player strategy part of it, difficulty leaves a lot to be desired. So I will be picking up Halo Wars 2, but not on release day because I do not have money because of something that we're going to talk about in the next segment. But yeah, so Halo Wars 2, it's coming out. It's getting good to medium reviews. Keep an eye out for it. I don't really have much else to talk about. Xbox is being very quiet right now. They are prepping for Project Scorpio, so not a lot of game drops, not a lot of news, not a lot of anything to come out for Xbox. So sorry about the short segment. If you're an Xbox fan, leave the hate in the comments and tell me what I should talk about because I have no idea. Anyways, next we are going to move on to the Nintendo block because Nintendo is kind of cool again. So here we go with Nintendo. Alright guys, so as you know, or you might not know, there's this little thing called the Nintendo Switch that is coming out on March 3rd. And March 3rd is very close. And March 3rd is also a Friday, which means if you get this on launch day, you have at least the weekend to waste your life away and play it. Now, Nintendo has been very vocal but very secretive about a lot of things concerning the Switch. We've saw the presentation back on January 17th about the Switch that gave us a whole outlining of stuff. Release date, obviously. It gave us a price, gave us a lot of games, gave us how's it going to run, a lot about the controllers. They will not stop talking about these Joy-Cons. I mean, every time a new video comes out, they gotta show the little switching of the Joy-Cons and them tacking them on. And I'll admit, the Joy-Cons are awesome. But I don't know if it's Betrudius, is that a word, of them to keep talking about these Joy-Cons. They are interesting, and I think I will like them, but for a lot of people, I believe they might be too small or too gimmicky. Which I don't see a gimmick in them. I see them as a high piece of technology, but I can see how people would think that they're gimmicky. But what happened was a couple days ago, someone actually got a Switch, which is mind-blowing because, last I recall, 4 days ago wasn't March 3rd. Not even close. So this one NeoGaf poster, which I will leave anonymous, even though you can easily find out who it is. I don't need to say his name. Acquired a Switch, and everyone was like, "No, you didn't. Shut up. You're lying." He's like, "Yeah, I did." And I, "Oh yeah, we'll post a video." So there's a full unboxing video. Well, there was. It might be taken down now. But there was a full unboxing video of the Nintendo Switch, and he took it out and he showed it and he turned it on and he showed the UI, and we learned a lot of things from this. We learned that the Switch looks awesome, which we already kind of knew. We learned that we saw the UI, user interface, for the first time, which is like the menu in the screen if you don't know what UI means. It looks sleek, it looks nice, it looks high tech, it looks modern. It does not look childish like the Wii U. It looks like something that you would expect from a piece of technology releasing in 2017. And we also learned through service agreements that for the first time ever, Nintendo will have a unified account system. And my lord, why did it take them this long? But thank God that they finally have that. And in case you don't know what a unified account system is, a unified account system means that if you say you make an account, right? Say I make an account, that one Andrew on there, and I buy a game on my Switch. I buy the original Zelda. It costs $7, whatever. I buy it. It's on there. It's downloadable. Before, what would happen if I lost my Switch or something happened when my account got deleted, memory got wiped or whatever, and I didn't transfer anything, that game was gone forever. Even if I logged in with my account on a new Switch or a 3DS or something like that, I could not re-download that game. I would have to spend $7 again to get that game back. And the same thing happened with Wii U and 3DS. If you bought a game on the Wii U, you couldn't download it on the 3DS. You would have to buy the same game again, even though it's on your account. And if you lost that 3DS, you would have to buy the game again. So theoretically, you could buy the same game 3, 4, 5 times if you kept like breaking hardware, losing hardware, buying new hardware. Just stuff like that. But now with the unified account system, it means that it all saves to your account rather than the console alone. So if I buy Zelda on the Switch, even if I bought 50 Switches down the line, each one I could just log into my account and re-download that game for free. And this sounds like a trivial thing, like, well, of course they have that. Of course, everyone does that. That's what you do with iTunes and music. That's what you do with Google and all your apps and stuff. It's like, yeah, but Nintendo hasn't done it. So this is the first time that they're actually doing it, and it is very nice to see them doing this. And we still haven't gotten official confirmation because for some reason Nintendo has not talked about the eShop or anything digital-wise at all, which is sort of worrying. I want to say extremely, but I don't think it's extremely, especially with this news. It sounds like it's just something that they don't feel like they should talk about. So good news coming out of the leak, but later we found out that Switch was actually stolen, and not by the person that unboxed and uploaded it. He didn't steal it, but the retailer that shipped it to him stole it and sold it to him. So yeah, he was contacted by Nintendo, and he willingly gave the Switch back and was refunded and all that stuff. So happy ending, but not for the thieves, the bad people. Rightly punished too, hopefully. I know that there is a release stated by Nintendo saying that they are pursuing legal action. So don't steal stuff. It's bad. And of course, March 3rd also is the release of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, we have had tons and tons and tons of information come out about this. Tons of great information. I am so excited for this game. I have watched that trailer from the Nintendo press conference on January 17th, I swear, 50 times. If I'm just sitting there bored, I will turn that trailer on and it gives me goosebumps every single time. It makes me cry half the time because it's so beautiful and so amazing. And I love the characters, I love the world, I love the game, I love everything about it. I want this game. But on that one, Andrew, Around the Gaming Block podcast, we are not here to spout our love for things. No, we are here to complain about things. We are here to be upset about things, because that is what I do. And I am upset with you, Zelda. I am very upset with you. Not because of your game, Not because of your world, but because of something that the second tier god, because of course, as it goes Miyamoto, Aonuma, Yoshida. Those are the tiers of gods from the Japan gaming world. And from our second tier god, Mr. Aonuma, not that he made this or anything, but he was in the video and he's the one that announced it, so I'm going to put all this blame on you, Mr. Aonuma-san. What the freak do you think you're doing? A $20 expansion pass announcement before the game's even out. Now here's the thing. Alright, let me talk real talk for a second. I'm fine with this. I'm fine not with this. I'm fine with an expansion pass. I love Zelda and I want more Zelda. And more Zelda with an expansion pass means I get to play the game more and I get new things and it sounds awesome. Now my problem with this is that they are announcing this expansion pass, which $20 is not a lot. That's actually pretty reasonable for an expansion pass. That's based on a lot of other things, like a Call of Duty expansion pass that only gives you more maps costs $50. So $20 for open world like this, pretty good deal. But the thing is, the game's not even out yet. What are you doing? Why are you announcing this expansion pass already? There's no reason to. And the problem is, there's two parts of this expansion pass. One's coming out in summer of 2017. One's coming out holiday of 2017, which means this whatever stuff that's in these, they're not done. So this isn't stuff that they're holding back and they're saying we'll just sell it off to you later. They're not doing that. Now, there's a couple things that I hate about this. One, if you buy the expansion pass, you get day 1 3 chests. So there's like 3 little things that help you on your quest. So they're like maybe potions, maybe you get some special tunic that gives you a little more defense. Nothing big or major, stuff that you don't find in the game, except for one thing, which is a special t-shirt that has a Nintendo Switch logo on it. And I hate this. I hate this with a passion. I hate this with everything because it breaks the fourth wall. It ruins like the immersion of the game. Like, why is Link running around with a stupid Switch shirt? And I mean, I don't want that. I don't want it at all. It's stupid. Second thing that pisses me off is that in the first content pack that's launching in summer, it will include the Cave of Trials, which my problem with that is in the Wind Waker and in Twilight Princess, and to an extent Skyward Sword, the last 3 main Zelda games, there was this Cave of Trials type thing in there. It's kind of like a challenge floor thing or boss rush. That's what it was in Skyward Sword, but it's like you go to each floor and you fight enemies in each 10 floors or something. You get a reward, and there's 100 or 200 floors in it. And my problem is this was included in Twilight Princess and in Wind Waker and in Skyward Sword. We didn't have to buy this for an expansion pass. So Breath of the Wild is a much, much bigger game, but it just feels weird that we got this with all the previous games without having to buy DLC, but now we have to buy this DLC to get it. I don't know. It just seems very, very weird how something that was in all the other games is not going to be in this game. Next is a new hard mode. This can bugger right off. Selling a difficulty is not okay. It should not be accepted that you sell a difficulty. That's like selling easy mode or normal mode or hard mode. It is selling hard mode. Now, the only thing I have to say about this is that it says a new hard mode. So if hard mode's in the game already, maybe this is like an extreme type hard mode where it changes variables in the world. And it doesn't just make, enemies deal more damage, but maybe it changes enemy movements. Or maybe it's like a Master Quest type thing where it changes locations and puzzles and it changes like the game. That I'll understand and that I can see. And then it also includes a new in-game map feature. Don't know what that means, don't know what that is, but whatever. And then in Holiday, I get better. It adds new challenges, a new dungeon, and a new original story. So it sounds like when you're buying the expansion pass, you're really buying it for the winter drop, not the summer drop. Because the summer drop, aside from that new feature, maybe new hard mode if it's Master Quest style, is garbage. And the 3 chests that you get at the beginning is pretty garbage too. But other than that, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild looks freaking amazing, and it's gonna get an awesome strategy guide. It's gonna get amiibos. It's gonna get this cool limited edition that I got, and it's gonna be the best game ever made, guys. I'm calling it right now. Breath of the Wild, best game ever made. Anyways, that's going to conclude the Nintendo block, and with the conclusion of the Nintendo block, that will conclude the podcast. And like I said, this is a new format. This is a new way of doing this. I don't have all the kinks worked out yet. I'm going to find more stories to talk about. I want to do a segment where I talk about new games releasing this week, because I know there are games coming out this week, but I don't know what they are. I didn't look them up. I didn't have time to look them up because funding. Oddly enough, trying to find all 3 consoles, all the games that are releasing, pretty difficult to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. This will be evolving and changing over the weeks to come, and hopefully getting better. I want to know your feedback, so if you have any suggestions or concerns, comments, anything like that, if you're on YouTube, comment section down below. I read all those. You know I read all those if you see my previous videos. So leave a comment down below. And if you're on iTunes or SoundCloud, I don't know how the comment section works in that. I know my email is probably attached to that in some way, so you can email me suggestions or comments. Maybe SoundCloud has a comment section, I'm pretty sure, so you can comment there and let me know any suggestions. Anyways, I am that one Andrew, and have yourself a great week or two whenever I see you next. Bye bye.